If you've ever stayed the night at a hotel and left the TV on, the chances are that you've seen the show Impractical Jokers are actually pretty high. A show where a group of friends pull a couple pranks and stunts, and the worst person to pull it off has to face a punishment. The show's been running since 2011, and the people behind it have been loved for well over a decade. The names James Murray, Brian Quinn, Sal Van Cuno, and Joe Gatto are all ones that bring joy to thousands of people. However, recently Joe Gatto has been subject to serious allegations on TikTok. A user named JuicyB has posted several videos accusing Joe of SA when she was 19. This troubling news has left me feeling conflicted, as I can't help but look in the moments of waking up in that hotel, watching Impractical Jokers, and now feeling sick to my stomach. These allegations are always hard to hear, as they can damage someone's reputation if proven false. And on the other side, these allegations even coming out online can be harmful to the victim, since someone will always defend the accused, even if true or not. And it's kind of sad. This can be used to create a vacuum of hate that can silence voices, which is why I think it's crucial and important to address the allegations. However, before diving into specifics, I think it's important to first ask, who even is Joe Gatto? Joe Gatto was born on June 5, 1976 in Staten Island, New York. He grew up in an Italian-American family, and he developed a love for humor and performance. He attended Messenger Farrell High School, where he met his future Impractical Joker co-stars Brian Quinn, Sal Van Cuno, and James Murray. They would eventually form a really tight-knit group of friends, and all had a taste for comedy and would form the stand-up group called the Tenderloins. Yet Joe at the time actually had no intention to make this his career path. This was just a thing he did with his friends for fun. So Joe pursued for a more conventional path. He attended Long Island University, where he studied to become a teacher. However, his passion for comedy and performing eventually led him to a career in entertainment. It was comedy that was his true calling, so the Tenderloins performed for years improv and sketch comedy in small venues around New York City. Their big break came on the television show It's Your Show in 2007, a contest on NBC where they showcased their humor and creativity. This win gave them the opportunity to start creating their own content and explore television opportunities. This is what allowed the four to be part of the show Impractical Jokers that aired in 2011. It's a hidden camera prank show that aired on True TV, and it's basically the only thing that the channel airs now. The show's basically taken off with good success, and it still airs to this day. As a matter of fact, it's currently on season 11, and the show has aired a new episode as recently as March 20th. Yet, there's something missing. If you look into the new episodes, Joe Gatto is missing. Joe Gatto left Impractical Jokers in January of 2022 due to personal reasons. It's primarily centered around his family life. In a statement he shared on social media, Joe explained that he made the difficult decision to step away from the show in order to focus on his family and prioritize his personal well-being. He revealed that he recently gone through a divorce with his wife, Betsy Gatto, and wanted to dedicate more time to being a better father to his 2 children, as well as focus on other personal matters. But Joe's career didn't end there. After leaving Impractical Jokers, Joe quickly found new ways to stay connected with his fans and continue his career in comedy. One of his main focuses has been his podcast, The Joe Gatto Show. Joe Gatto also stays very active on social media. I'm pretty sure he has a cameo, he does all that sorts of stuff. He's pretty active everywhere. Another primary venture he had was embarking on a stand-up comedy tour. His shows allowed him to interact directly with his fans, bringing his humor and skills to live audiences. Fans were excited to see him, and one of these fans were actually JuicyB. And that brings us to where the recent allegations are involving Joe. On March 21st, user JuicyB uploaded a video in which she shared that little did she know, the night she met her first celebrity, it would completely change how she views all famous people for the rest of her life. While she didn't name the person directly in the video, the description included a hint. The video used the Impractical Jokers hashtag. The post quickly went viral, racking up an astonishing 14 million views, leaving many followers curious to who she was referring to. Later that day, JuicyB uploaded a story time, with her first picture showing her alongside Joe Gatto. This led to a series of posts where she started telling the story in more detail. When she was 19, Juicy had met Joe Gatto while having breakfast. She shared a photo of him on her Instagram story and texted him, expressing how glad she was to have met him. In response, Joe invited her to go see his stand-up show that evening in Milwaukee. Juicy had already purchased 2 tickets to the show and mentioned it to him. Joe then told her that there would be 2 meet and greet passes waiting for her at the venue. After the meet and greet, Juicy had decided to have a few drinks, and after, posted about the event and the night along with it. She then tagged Joe on her Instagram story, and he replied, expressing happiness to see her again, which led to more texting. Late into the night, while Juicy was drunk, Joe messaged her, suggesting they meet at his hotel, offering directions on how to get there. What transpired after that is unclear, but it's widely believed that this is where the essay occurred. Later posts showed marks on her body, which she claimed had been caused by Joe's teeth. Now, while this is mostly hearsay, we actually have received a response from Joe Gatto. I have used poor judgment and as a result have violated the trust of the people I love most. But anyone who knows me at all knows full well that I wouldn't assault anyone. Working on myself is an ongoing process, and I'm now going to take some time away from the public eye to focus my energies where I need to. Which, to be honest, if you're innocent, that's a pretty rough response, because there's a lot of not denying, but also denying, like a kind of sort of method, like a I did, but I didn't. Nevertheless, this situation seems extremely traumatic for Juicy B, and my regards are out there to the victim. But there has been significant debate about how she's handled the situation, as well as what she might have done differently. So let's talk about that. There's been a lot of heated debate about the situation. Those who are defending her argue that it's crucial to always listen to a victim's voice. They express disgust and disappointment with Joe, and as a result, their sympathy for Juicy has grown, while their resentment for him has deepened. On the other hand, there are those who are more skeptical about the situation. Some are questioning why she even decided to meet Joe so late at night, suggesting that she should have known that being out that late could lead to something happening. While on the surface, this argument may seem reasonable, life is rarely that simple. It's easy to imagine getting caught up in the moment, being inebriated, and suddenly having the chance to meet one of your biggest childhood idols. The friendly guy you grew up watching TV invites you to hang out. Who wouldn't be tempted to say yes? Others are concerned with Juicy telling social media instead of law enforcement. While I agree reaching out to authorities is always important, Juicy claims to have talked about this situation on the internet for well over a year. It's hard to imagine that she hasn't tried this already and tried to do something about it, considering how life-altering an event like this could be. Even if she hasn't tried to reach out to law enforcement, it's always good to allow voices like this to be heard. The Department of Justice records that only 310 out of every 1,000 cases are actually reported. This empowers people not to be scared and to come forward with their story, and not to worry about criticism or hate for telling that story. If none of this were true, I think no matter what, it's probably still going to be incredibly damaging to Joe Gatto, just because of how he responded. He never denied inviting her to his hotel at 2, which in itself is pretty strange. However, he did only deny the sexual part, so that leaves a lot of everything to open speculation, but it does give us some clues into what happened that night. So ultimately, it is up to the viewer to decide, and I think the evidence is there for y'all to decide what you believe. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. What did you guys think? What did you guys think about the video? Yeah. If you liked this video, make sure to keep watching and liking and subscribing and stuff like that, because I have nothing better to do. Please